You know, I joined the board of the CVC way back in 1999 when I first got involved in employee volunteerism. You know, I found it to be a great way to meet other people, celebrate each other's success, hear about their problems. It was really a great camaraderie at CVC, and I've made some lifelong friends through the organization.
I first became involved in the CVC because I was looking for a peer group. I wanted to find people that were doing things similar to what I was doing in corporate volunteer management.
There was such a wonderful group of committed people who were very knowledgeable professionals in their field, and I had so much to learn from them, and they were so willing to share.
CVC has always been what I'd like to call above average, thanks entirely to its members. From developing a how-to manual that was first of its kind back when CVC started, to helping the Twin Cities maintain its #1 status in volunteerism, CVC really makes a difference in our local community.
A few years ago, the Corporation for National and Community Service rated the Twin Cities area as the #1 area for volunteerism, and I really think it's a privilege to live in a community like that. I think that to get to this point requires an awful lot of people and an awful lot of organizations to come together, and I firmly believe that the CVC has played a big role in getting us there.
You know, I think the CVC develops leaders. Our Twin Cities area is known for its high rates of volunteerism, and at CVC we really think that corporate volunteerism is a major factor in that.
I was president back in 1996, and one of the big issues was helping the member companies to be more strategic about their volunteer programs and to align their volunteer programs with the goals of their companies. So that's very common nowadays, but that was a little bit more on the edge in those days.
When I was president in the mid-2000s, I would say that some of the issues were that there were a lot of corporate downsizings and mergers and that sort of thing, and there were a lot of folks that were starting to sort of pull away from CVC.
During my term as president, we know that the economy is still recovering from the Great Recession. We know people are doing more with less and that there's more community need than ever. So CVC is working with our members to help navigate the situation and make a difference.
I think that strategy of looking at volunteerism as a tool for professional development was just kind of an aha moment in that time. It enabled people who had not thought about volunteering before to look at volunteering in a new lens, like, oh, you know, this could be a way for me to develop my professional skills.
We also really have to look at measuring impact. Do we have a business case for our volunteer programs? Are we making a difference for the bottom line? And are we making the social impact that we want to be making?
I was president in 2005 and 2006, and it happened to be that I was the president the year that we celebrated our 25th anniversary as an organization. And that was a time for us to really look back at a quarter century of history and all the contributions that CVC had made to the community.
And we really identified a couple of areas to improve, and one that I really think was key is the CVC-wide volunteer project. Our examination of the principles of excellence for CVCs and the volunteer project led to our being named the CVC of the Year in 2009.
While I've been involved in CVC, there have been lots of exciting developments. We started dabbling in social media. We also have a new member benefit that is a consulting project that brings together members of our board of directors and nonprofit partners so we can come together, share best practices, and come up with solutions.